You come to Jesus Christ right now before it's too late. And if this message personally helped you, please do consider subscribing. In 1941, C.S. Lewis introduced us to a senior demon called Screwtape, who is teaching his younger nephew Wormwood how to capture souls for the devil. One day, Screwtape told Wormwood to come here because I want to tell you the 3 most poisonous lies that will trap millions in hell. Lie number 1, tell them that science has disproved God and that the Bible has no evidence to back it up. Lie number 2, tell them that they're a good person and that they don't need Jesus Christ to get into heaven. And lie number 3, which will ensure that millions upon millions of souls will be lost in hell forever, is this: tell them that they have plenty of time. Tell them they have all the time in the world to make a decision. My dear friend, some of us do not have plenty of time. Some of us will not even wake up tomorrow. So I beg you, come to Jesus Christ right now before it's too late. And if this message personally helped you, please do consider subscribing. In 1941, C.S. Lewis introduced...
That thing on the floor, I want to make very clear. First of all, he said it, I didn't. Very good message, very good message. That thing on the floor is not a demon. That's a person who might have connections with the spirit world, or or maybe this was an enactment of how he spoke to a demon or something like that. But that is a dude in a costume. Looks like a gay dude in a costume. Okay. That there is a guy that might have contact with the spirit world, the whole demonology thing and that. A very religious person. And they both might be very religious. But however, this person, he thought that this here was an actual live demon. Let me tell you something. If you had contact with a live demon, you don't speak to demons, they speak to you. And you do what they tell you to do. If you had contact with a live demon, he would either kill you and everyone in the room with you, or, physical contact it is, or he would totally continue to render himself invisible, which is more likely that he would continue to render himself invisible and still be able to influence everything around him that comes anywhere near him. But it ain't this gay dude in a costume, that's for sure. But maybe the gay dude is interacting something on stage with this man that he actually did. And maybe my man here is just using this to illustrate what that looks like. You can't really illustrate what it looks like because it's in the spirit. But nevertheless, the message is true. And it's crazy to me. I want you to hear this again. The first thing that he said totally blew my mind. Watch this.
To a senior demon called Screwtape, who is teaching his younger nephew Wormwood how to capture souls for the devil. One day, Screwtape told Wormwood to come here because I want to tell you the 3 most poisonous lies that will trap millions in hell. Lie number 1, tell them that...
Okay, Wormwood, his son, I think. That thing on stage is actually his son. He's telling his son how to do the devil's bidding. Okay, I got it now.
Science has disproved God, and that the Bible has no evidence to back it up. Lie number 2, tell them that...
Science disproves God. So atheists want us to believe that they studied this stuff, and now they're feeding this garbage, shoving this garbage down our throats, when actually, no, they collected this idea from those that are practicing witchcraft and demonology. Let me say that again. Atheists want us to believe that they did their research on this. And they proved this by being atheist and being pro-science. No, they did not. They picked this off of the stuff that was already out there. Had nothing to do with them. They picked this off of religious people, off of religion. And you say atheism isn't a religion. Then what you keep going to religion to debunk religion for? You're not debunking religion by proving that there is no God. You're debunking religion by proving that other religions don't want you to be religious, or they don't want you to come close enough to them and understand what they're doing. They want to keep you in the dark so that they keep the power. They don't need millions of members. But religion does not debunk religion. Neither does atheism. The only thing that debunks religion is God himself. This is why I am a Christian. I am the atheist of all religion. And every Christian that is a Christian without becoming religious about it is the atheism of all religion. The Bible is not about religion, it's about history. The Bible is not about us believing in a God that we can't see. It's about the belief in a God that has a good reason why we don't see him. If you was God, would nobody see you either? Why would you let everybody see you when you are the most powerful thing in the universe? When you created all this? How would you even be seen? They don't think about these things. How does somebody be seen in a body if he created all this? Y'all need to go and watch that movie Powder. Remember that movie Powder, or Blue Powder, whichever one it was, about that beautiful, gorgeous, red-headed TV star that did that movie where she got caught by these drug people who were trying to demonstrate this new drug, and the drug had not been processed yet. It had not been, balanced or whatever, and she took the drug. I think there's something telling her to take the drug in order to get free. And she took the drug, and she broke out of the handcuffs or the ropes or whatever. She beat the men that tried to attack her and assault her and all like that. And then she became, at the end of the movie, oh hallelujah, there's some very spiritual power here, okay? She hit on the one thing. She found out that she hit on more than a drug. She hit on a drug that basically would define God. And at the end of the movie, and a lot of people will look at this and say, this was really witchcraft. But to me, it was a good movie because at the end, she became nothing in control of everything. Let me say it again. At the end of the movie, she became nothing that controlled everything. She explains in the movie how you go from being visible to invisible. She explains in the movie how you go to being actually God. Now, God didn't have to do all that to be God. He was already God. But I'm just saying, she rebuilt God in this movie. If you can die and have no body and still be alive, I take that back. That's not true. Because when we die, that's the way we're going to be. We're going to die, but we're going to be alive with no body. And then God is going to give us new bodies after the resurrection, when he moves us from when he moves us from Hades, okay, to the New Jerusalem. We will have bodies. Okay? But we will always be able to see something there that can be defined as a body, or some kind of thing to represent who we are. There will always be something there to represent us and our personality and our character. But we will have glorified bodies when we enter the kingdom. So I take that back. But only God can, and see, you realize how much we are like God, though, in the end? Because I believe we'll be able to do things that Jesus did in our glorified bodies. I believe we'll be able to walk through walls. I believe we'll be able to disappear and reappear. I believe we'll be able to sleep. They practice this in astral projection, and this is where the devil got it from. But I believe we'll be able to have our body in one place and our spirit leave our body and go into another place. Now, I had dreams about all stuff, so I got to be careful that I wasn't dreaming about what goes on in the realm of witchcraft. But, I just believe even the animals will be glorified creatures. Whatever animals are there. I've even had dreams of, these creatures that are are prototypes of the dogs that we have here on Earth, walking through walls and you know in the new world, the humans will be friends with every animal like they were in the Garden of Eden. All the animals will treat us like kings and queens. Okay, there will be no fear of no bear or no lion walking up on you. I might wake up in the morning, okay, and spank my lion for breaking into my house and knocking everything over, okay, because he wanted to lay down next to me or something. You know what I'm saying? But in the kingdom, we will have all that. And everybody will have similar like abilities. Even the animals will have the ability maybe to disappear, reappear, walk through walls, but they won't be as, just like here on Earth, they won't be as intelligent. They'll be intelligent in their own habitat, but they won't be as smart as us. But see, they won't really have their own habitat like they do here. They'll have a place where they can go and suffice for themselves. But they won't be like, oh, we're over here, and they won't be afraid to come into town. They won't be stuck in the village. The only reason why they would be stuck way out there in the forest because they're too big to come into the city because they'll knock something over. But it won't be like we're afraid of them. They have their habitat and we have ours. Everybody will be together. And I had a dream about this where people just get up in the morning and walk through the woods. You won't need your own dog or your own cat or anything. You'll have all of them. Because whenever you want to spend time with your dog or your cat, you'll just get up in the morning and walk out in the woods, and you'll probably see your cat sitting down next to the lion, and you'll be like, excuse me, I need to borrow this cat. You know what I'm saying? So, and even there will be physical things in the earth, but the physical things in the earth won't be a matter of socialism and communism. They'll be ours. Everything that I touch is mine. Okay? If I play the guitar, I don't need Fender or Gibson. Someone will make me a guitar that is mine. It's not Gibson or Fender. It's the DeRoy Cruz model. If I drive a car, okay, I'm not sure we'll do that or not, but if I drive a car, just for an example, that will be the DeRoy Cruz model. It won't be Ford or Nissan or Toyota, okay, or Xfinity or none of them. It will be the DeRoy Cruz model. It will be my car. And I had a dream about all this stuff. God showed me dreams about all this stuff. And my dreams have been connected with other people's dreams. But see, I just want to show you just how strong the spirit world is. And that these things that we wish for
are a good person and that they don't need you.
The devil is already, he has these gifts. But one of these days, he will be locked up and in hell forever and ever. And we will have those gifts that the devil has, but we will put them to God's use. Okay? And That's the end of my video.
Jesus Christ to get into heaven. And lie number 3, which will ensure that millions upon millions of souls will be lost in hell forever, is this. Tell them that they have plenty of time. Tell them they have all...
You don't have plenty of time, because no matter how much science you study, you don't have no control over death. I know a lot of old people that everybody's bragging about how old they are, and they're still looking young, and they're still looking sexy, and they just, like, they don't age. Where are their wrinkles? And then one day you find them dead by natural causes. You know, there's people out there who struggle with cancer all their life, and everybody knew that they were going to die instantly, but no, they struggled for a long time with this cancer or this diabetes or whatever, until it finally took them out at a good old ripe age. But they struggled with it for 10, 20 years. But then there are people who look like they're completely healthy, and the minute they got cancer, boom, they was gone. There was no, you know, by the time they went to the doctors and got a diagnosis, they was dead before they could even get a hospital visit. You have no inclination or no intuition about the day or the hour when you shall leave this planet. You have no idea. Okay, I got friends who were like a bill of health. They were like, you know, they won the world's record of health. And one day, they was gone. Okay? So God bless you. I am D. Roy Cruz. I am your Life Applications
All
Officer.
the time in the world to make a decision. My dear friend, some of us do not have plenty of time. Some of us will not even wake up tomorrow. So I beg you, come to Jesus Christ right now before it's too late. And if this message personally helped you, please do consider subscribing. In 1940...
My thing about atheism is, when we talk about Jesus Christ, we talk about the one thing, like money, that everybody needs. We got to have this in order to survive spiritually. Okay? But when you talk about atheism, it's like a side road. And it's not like anybody needs to be an atheist in order to be happy. If you're happy because you're an atheist, God bless you. But nobody needs nobody needs nobody needs to be an atheist to be happy. Nobody, you can believe in something that's a higher power than yourself and be happy. But when you feel that, I don't believe that atheists, you know what, I don't believe that atheists are happy people. I really don't. I don't believe that atheists are happy people. I believe that the most happiest people are slightly religious. You know, they have some belief in God. And the happiest people you ever want to meet are not even Americans. Now, there's some happy Americans coming in. I know a lady that comes in my job, a black lady, matter of fact, that comes into work every day. And she's the happiest person I've ever met. And I know she believes in God. I just found out that she's a Christian. I just found out that she was a Christian. I didn't know that. And so we was on the elevator one day, and we identified with each other that we're both Christians. But I didn't know she was a Christian. I thought she was like, the way she comes in every day, I thought she was a tap dancer or something like that. She teaches tap dancing. But she's an older lady that takes very, very good care of her health. And she comes in whistling every day. And something I said to her, I forget what it was, but she identified with me that she identifies as a Christian. And I was like, wow, okay, that explains it. That explains it, okay? Her coming in here whistling every day, okay? And I come to work every day. I come to work a lot of times because I know the way the day's going to go. I just hear one word and I know how it's going to go. I got this, you know. And people say, why are you clapping your hands? I says, oh, because I'm about ready to get this done and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this done and get out of here, man. Let's go home. You know, I'm happy. Okay? I'm happy right now because the maintenance men came in here and they took a look at my place, and now, even though they didn't show up to finish, I can call them back and say, hey, they didn't finish. That'll get them here quicker. Okay? But I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm making improvements in my life. I'm happy because when I repent to God, I feel like I've repented. I feel like, I've been given another chance. Okay? And I feel like whatever I don't understand about God, here you go. Here you go, I'm closing. I feel like whatever I don't understand about God is not my fault. I'm only responsible for what I listen to and what I read. And what I listen to and what I read. That's what I'm responsible for. I'm not responsible for, every form of, every lack of interpretation, of proper interpretation. I'm not responsible for every time I don't understand. Help me to understand, that's all. But I'm finding out that, I don't have to be anything but a Christian. I don't have to be of any particular denomination or religion. I don't have to be, happy all the time. I don't have to be sad. But I can be happy just knowing that I've made the right choice and that, God, I respect God enough to high five him every day and say hello and ask him for things and offer him things, because I do believe that he exists and I do believe that he is in control. And I do believe that if I continue to be his friend and be his son, that one of these days I will be with him in paradise. The paradise that you have never ever been through yet. You can go to Hawaii and try to live in a Hawaiian paradise. Maui just got burned to bits. Okay? So, is that paradise when somebody can just come in there and make a boo-boo and burn it to bits? Or is that paradise when God would decide to hit it with a hurricane that would blow it, that would cause the fires to burn it to bits? That place burned to bits like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's not paradise. Paradise cannot be burnt. You cannot burn paradise with fire unless God says, you know what? The old paradise is gone. Behold, a new paradise. And then he will evacuate everybody long before he sets a match to it. That's paradise. When God says, leave this paradise, I have a better paradise for you. That's paradise for me. Earth is not paradise. You cannot make enough money. You cannot live in a number of best places. You cannot have the best car, the best house, the best, prettiest, sexiest wife. You can't have anything that really actually depicts what paradise is supposed to be. But God said, behold, I create a new heaven and a new earth, because the first earth and the first heaven is passed away. This is why people go to hell, not because God is just so bent on burning up what he created. People go to hell because, behold, I create. He gave you time to evacuate. And you chose to laugh and mock. That's why you got burned up when the fire came. Because you chose to keep on laughing and mocking. So he left you there laughing and mocking while he took his people out of that Maui and put them in the new paradise that can never be burned with fire, because there's no need to burn it with fire. God bless you. I am DeRoy Cruz. I am your Life Applications Officer. This has been fun. Thank you for watching.